doing so violates hospital regulations? And you two, one is the director of the traditional Chinese medicine department, and the other is the director of the emergency department. How could you choose to cover this up? Do you really think it can be kept hidden? At this point, Otto noticed that Kevin was also sitting in the office. Kevin stood up abruptly, but before he could speak, Ilium placed his hand on Kevin's shoulder and forced him back into his seat. Deputy Director Wu. Ilium deliberately paused, and anyone could hear the contempt in his tone. Then his expression changed, and he said, "Just right. I came here today to solve this problem. Old Feng is here too. I believe that given Xiaolong's medical skills, he is fully capable of practicing independently. I formally apply to the Medical Affairs Department for Xiaolong's prescribing authority." Ilium, have you lost your mind or gotten senile? And prescribing authority? I see you've been a department director for too long, forgetting who you are. If you can handle it, do it. If not, step down and let someone else take over. Vice President Wu immediately started to curse angrily, pointing at Otto and saying, "You, pack up your things and get out right now. You're fired." "Me? Fired?" Otto was taken aback, pointing at his nose. "Are you Vice President Wu, Esau's father?" Otto seemed to have realized something. At this moment, the vice president's expression changed, and he said gravely, "Alexis, I am Forrester, and Esau is indeed my son. So what? What do you want to say?" Director Feng from the Medical Affairs Department also spoke slowly. "Lau Lawrence, calm down. Vice President Wu's decision has been discussed by the hospital committee. Dr. Otto's actions were significant. He treated patients without proper qualifications. Do you know how serious the consequences would be if something went wrong? Do you know the impact it would have on the hospital?" "I don't know. All I know is that nothing went wrong. This proves that Xiaolong's medical skills can stand the test. To be honest, even my level might not match Tenlialong's." Alex yesterday, Lao Zhou and I went to Lao Clarence's house for dinner. Lao Clarence also praised Xiaolong highly. "Isn't that enough?" Kevin also nodded. "That's right. We were invited by Lao Clarence for dinner last night." Lao Clarence spoke very highly of Tenlialong. However, Forrester sneered coldly and waved his hand. "Don't drag Lao Clarence into this. The hospital is a hospital. Rules are rules. No matter what, he is still an intern. Interns do not have the qualification to practice independently. This is written in the regulations. His medical skills may be good, but you can apply for prescribing authority. That doesn't mean he can break the rules. As the vice president in charge of business, this is within my power. Kalence, he violated the rules. He must go. I say this. No one can save him today, not even the son of heaven." Ilium immediately stepped forward. "Forrester, normally I don't bother with you. So you think you're something special? If that's the case, then fire me too." Forrester also snapped. "Fire you? Then so be it. Ilium, I officially notify you as the executive vice president. Your position as director of the traditional Chinese medicine department is revoked. If you really don't want to do this job, write your resignation letter, and I'll grant it. Chapter 12. You're not qualified to be my son-in-law." "Lau Lawrence, calm down." Kevin stood up and held Ilium. He whispered, "We have no case here. We wouldn't have a case anywhere. Andrew Xiao is indeed just an intern according to his position. By the rules, this is considered a violation on his part. If you insist now, it will only escalate the situation. Let's find a way together later." With Kevin's consolation, Ilium gradually calmed down. He snorted coldly and said, "Forrester, don't take it personally. Just fire me directly if you have the guts. Why do I need to write a resignation report?" As they left the administration building, Fiki Wantai, director of the medical affairs department, sighed and patted Ilium's shoulder. "Lau Lawrence, since Dr. Andrew is so capable, why didn't you apply for prescription authority for him earlier? Wouldn't that have avoided all this trouble?" Fiki Wantai left, leaving Ilium with an ashen face. He said gravely, "Andrew Xiao, don't worry. Kalence, you were personally approved by the old dean. I will go see him right now. There's nothing much to firing. We can always go through the rehiring process again." Kevin added slowly, "Andrew Xiao, don't worry. I will call Lao Clarence. With his status and influence, the hospital has to give him some respect. This is just a formality. What's strange is why Forrester is being so domineering today when he's usually reasonable. It's okay, Director Lawrence Crane." "Thank you both," Otto said with a smile. Watching these two leave hurriedly, Otto's expression turned gloomy, and he clenched his fists. Esau isn't quite decent. At noon, Esau emerged from the surgical ward building, walking proudly in a dark green surgical gown underneath a white coat. His steps were forceful, though his black eye circles somewhat marred his overall appearance. "Lao brother," Otto called out immediately. Esau's face changed, and he turned to walk back into the building. But before he could go far, Otto grabbed him by the collar and then put an arm around his shoulders. "Why are you running? I have nothing to talk about with you. Let go of me," Esau shouted angrily. Back beside the boiler room next to the traditional Chinese medicine building, Otto looked at Esau, whose cheeks were swollen and flushed, and felt a twisted satisfaction. "Lao brother, can't handle it? I told you to pursue Amina actively, but instead, you framed me and had your dad fire me? We need to settle this. Otto, you might as well kill me. Do you think I'm a 3-year-old kid? Actively pursuing Amina, trying to humiliate me? Forget it. Besides, I've already called the police. You assaulted someone intentionally. Prepare to go to jail." Just then, footsteps approached, and several men dressed in black suits and wearing sunglasses surrounded them. Seeing the newcomers, Esau got excited instantly. "Damien Adam, save me! Save me!" The newcomer was about 45 years old, sporting a slicked-back hairstyle, well-fitted suit, white shirt, vest, and shiny leather shoes that reflected like mirrors. He wore a pair of gold-rimmed glasses and had a stern and somber look. Ignoring Esau's plea for help, the man focused his gaze on Otto. "You are Otto? A wild boy. How dare you target my daughter? Are you challenging my family's dignity?" Realizing something, Otto asked, "Are you Amina's father?" The man frowned, apparently displeased by Otto's crude speech, and replied sternly, "I am Edwin. Amina is my daughter." "Boy, you dared to deceive Jeryankian. Have you had enough life?" Edwin raised 3 fingers and said, "Here are your choices. First, remove your name from the property deed and return her bank card. Second, get a quick divorce and leave Jiangzhou. Third, as compensation for defrauding her, since you likely have no money, make it 10,000 as damages for making my daughter lose her virginity. Fulfill these 3 requirements, and this matter will be settled. Otherwise, you won't leave here alive." Truly ridiculous. Otto also got angry. Indeed, they had malicious intentions. The first condition wasn't a problem, and neither was half of the second one. Otto actually wished to divorce immediately, as there were other prospects arranged by the elderly matchmaker waiting for him. But rolling out of Jiangzhou and paying compensation were unacceptable. Sure enough, the Adam family had ulterior motives. Lusting after his good looks didn't work. Now they were showing their true colors by asking for money. As the saying goes, greed is the root of all evil. You want someone else's interest, but what they covet is your principal. Thinking of this, Otto also sneered, then I'll give you an option too. Immediate divorce. Amina must leave Jiangzhou Hospital and compensate me with 500,000 yuan. After all, I've gone from a single young man to a divorced one, and my reputation has been ruined. Fulfill these 3 conditions, and we can consider this matter closed. Otherwise, don't leave here. You insolent brat. Edwin's face darkened immediately. Waving his hand, he said, a reckless thing like you, attack. Give him a lesson. Make him understand the rules. Seeing his subordinates eager to act, Edwin thought for a moment and added, don't go too far, just teach him a lesson. Alexi's boss. The bodyguards around responded in unison. A dozen bodyguards surrounded Otto menacingly. The head bodyguard lifted his hand lightly and raised 2 fingers. Quentin, you go first. Remember what the boss said? A bodyguard stepped forward, taking off his suit jacket. Underneath was a white t-shirt that fit snugly against his muscular body, his arms thicker than some people's thighs. His chest muscles were impressively prominent. He cracked his knuckles, making a crisp sound, then twisted his neck, eliciting a series of clicks. Stephen, rest assured, absolutely no trouble for the boss. Otto watched as his initially serious and stern expression relaxed. Edwin still had some limits. Unbeknownst to him, these words not only saved Otto but also saved himself. This friend, there seems to be something wrong with your neck. When exercising, be gentle. Joint cracking isn't a good sign. Do you think it's the roar of a tiger or leopard? Think again. Based on my years of medical experience, such symptoms could be dislocated small joints, osteophyte formation, or even brain damage from falls. You're asking for it. Hearing Otto's words, Quentin's face darkened instantly, and he charged over, swinging his fist. Chapter 13. Heart-piercing evil. Isidro employed the common military hand-to-hand combat techniques, but in Otto's eyes, it was as simple as child's play. In just 1 round, Isidro was already on the ground. Oscar's face darkened, and he glanced at Edwin beside him, saying in a deep voice, Isidro, stop playing around. Don't you know what kind of occasion this is? But Isidro on the ground had a look of fear, saying, Oscar, I'm not playing. I really can't get up. My limbs are numb. As Isidro was helped up and started to move his body, shock and fear filled his face. Strange. Why am I not numb anymore all of a sudden? Jeffrey followed closely behind Edwin's steps, whispering, Trina, that guy might be a bit peculiar, but I'm not afraid of him. Just as Jeffrey was about to make a move, Edwin suddenly stopped him. Trina. Edwin looked at Otto with gravity. Boy, you have some skills, but it's not enough. Shallow isn't someone you should covet. Give it up. Listen to my advice. Get divorced from Shallow quickly. You can't afford to offend Shallow's fiancé. Neither can our Adam family. Don't create trouble for yourself. Who is looking for trouble? Suddenly, a voice sounded behind Dallas. Otto was immediately surprised. Alithia? At that moment, Dallas's expression also turned ugly. Beside him, Jeffrey whispered, Trina, it's Alithia of the Clarence family. They are the top clan in Jiangzhou. Without responding, Dallas's face remained uncertain as he said with a smile, Niece KC, Mr. Adam, I can't accept such an address. My Clarence family is involved in heavy industries, real estate, and finance, while your Adam family does her business. We aren't familiar with each other. Dallas did not expect Alithia to be so disrespectful. For a moment, his face turned pale. He wanted to retort, but he didn't dare. The security guards behind Alithia were staring like tigers, obviously not easy to deal with. Compared to the Clarence family, the Adam family, they're just a merchant doing her business. Mr. Andrew, I finally found you. Alithia turned to greet Otto. Otto also smiled. Miss Clarence, you look quite well. Alithia smiled, thanks to Mr. Andrew's rescue. Mr. Andrew, I heard you're getting a divorce. I wonder if I have the qualification to be with you? This? Otto was quite moved but hesitated when he thought of the Vicky introduced by the old man. Alithia said seriously, Mr. Andrew, I came mainly to ask for your help to save my Asher. If Mr. Andrew agrees, I, Alithia, will marry you. Moreover, I heard you were dismissed from Jiangzhou Hospital. Rongsheng Hospital is willing to invite you to work, any position you choose. Miss Clarence, be careful not to be deceived. Dallas immediately spoke unhappily. His face felt burning, seeing someone he despised being respected by someone he couldn't offend. Isn't this a slap in the face? Recalling what he said earlier, about who couldn't be offended, now it seemed that it was Otto. Mr. Adam, do you mean I don't know good from bad? Alithia's blunt reply made Dallas embarrassed, forcing a laugh. Miss Clarence, let's not say it like that. But, Mr. Adam, it seems the one who doesn't know good from bad is you. A few days ago on the train to Jiangzhou, I fell ill, and even Elder Dayon was helpless. The emergency director of Jiangzhou Hospital, Kevin, could only watch. It was Mr. Andrew who saved my life. Without Mr. Andrew, I wouldn't be standing here. Do you think I would be unclear about this? Otto could see that Alithia was intentionally saying this to fight for him. Her goal was to show these people who looked down on him. These narrow-minded people, you can't tell the wise from the foolish. Miss Clarence. As Otto spoke, Alithia laughed. Mr. Andrew, call me KC. Otto nodded. KC, let's go. Let's check on your Asher first. Watching Otto get into Alithia's car and seeing the luxurious convoy quickly drive away from Jiangzhou Hospital, Dallas revealed a hint of regret. Trina, should we still ask Miss to come back home? Dallas thought for a moment and sighed. Forget it, let's go back first. Jiangzhou Tan Garden. This is the most prestigious villa complex in Jiangzhou, no exceptions. Modeled after the design and layout of Modo Tan Garden. The entire complex is nestled among mountains and water bodies, covering 3,000 acres with only 500 villas. Half of Huixiao Mountain belongs exclusively to Tan Garden's private area. Following the roads within the complex, the car drove straight up Huixiao Mountain. Mr. Andrew, we're here. Otto got out of the car, feeling somewhat astonished. No wonder it was the best residential area and no wonder it belonged to the Clarence family. The best villa in Tan Garden was the Clarence family's. Following the mountain road upward, the entire mountaintop was occupied by the Clarence family's villa, which was grand enough that it couldn't even be called a villa anymore. A flat area was left beside the road, marked with a helicopter landing spot. Opposite them stood a Chinese quadrangle courtyard covering an entire 100 acres, presenting itself right before Otto's eyes. At the entrance stood a screen wall with a marble relief sculpture made of white jade depicting 9 dragons playing with a pearl, lifelike and vivid. On both sides of the front yard were side